Cancer is a continuously growing global health problem that poses major challenges, most especially in developing countries. Find out how this international distributor of innovative health products came up with a series of solutions to help increase a patient's chance to survive the odds. In 2020, the Philippines hit a record of 354,398 prevalent cancer cases within a 5-year period. But because of poor access to health care, especially for people living below the poverty line, the advances and breakthroughs in cancer remain unattainable to many.
Cancer refers to a group of diseases that's characterized actually by cell growth, abnormal cell growth and proliferation, inflammation, as well as angiogenesis or formation of new blood vessels. It always starts with mutation in the genome or the genetic makeup of a person inside the cell. Before PPARs, most of my patients, they were unable to finish the chemotherapy regimens because of the side effects and because of discomfort during the process of chemotherapy.
Maria's son Dominic was diagnosed with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma when he was only 4 years old. While coping with the recovery of her other sick child, Maria found it hard to accept Dominic's condition.
It was actually very devastating kasi with Dominic, it was manifested mga 4 years old na siya. Unlike dun sa daughter ko na congenital talaga, baby pa lang. Yung mga bandang September, meron ng umbok-umbok dito sa leeg niya. Hindi ko talagang iniisip na cancer kaagad siya until nag-nosebleed siya.
Dominic was prescribed chemotherapy, but his family insisted to rush to an integrative doctor to seek for alternative cure.
Medyo hesitant ako kasi as a mother, I know the side effects ng chemotherapy kasi. So what I did is that I rushed towards the integrative doctor of my daughter, who happened to be PPAR partner doctor of Simply Nature.
One of the hardest decisions to make for people living with cancer is choosing the kind of treatment that would work best. To help patients and their families deal with this growing health problem, one company commits to producing safe, credible, and natural health solutions by drawing on the latest bioscience technology to deliver a series of safe, efficient, and natural products. What is Simply Nature and what does it do?
Simply Nature is a company we created and founded about 10 years ago. Our mission is to find effective health solutions for people. So we provide natural products that work in combination with conventional therapy and medicine.
As an international company that provides natural solutions for cancer, metabolic syndrome, and degenerative diseases, the management upholds a health philosophy that centers on whole food nutrition as the frontier in health management.
When we talk about choosing treatment, especially in the area of cancer, patients are really afraid of chemotherapy because of its side effects, and they tend to then look towards natural products. But this is not either conventional or natural choice. At Simply Nature, patients can have the best of both worlds. Our protocols work with conventional chemotherapy to minimize its side effects so that they can get the best treatment using both conventional and natural together.
Cancer is like a virus. It continuously evolves, it mutates, so it can develop defenses against our usual treatment modalities like chemotherapy.
Like I said, chemotherapy and radiation therapy have a lot of side effects. So more often than not, patients stop their treatment because of these side effects. It's very important to have the support.
With the supplements that we give the patients, there will be lesser side effects, so they will be able to finish their chemotherapy protocols more comfortably.
This company introduced PPARs, which is touted as one of the best natural ways of solving serious health problems.
PPARs stands for peroxisome proliferator activating receptors. It's basically a nuclear receptor found inside the cells. Now, when these receptors are activated, the benefit that you can get from that is, number one, cellular differentiation. Number two, it's to promote fatty acid metabolism. If you have better insulin function, your blood sugar will naturally go down. And another one is to induce cancer cell death by modulating the immune system.
As a sole distributor of PPARs, the company promotes its use to many reputable health institutions worldwide and actively organizes corporate health conferences and public health talks in Asia.
Simply Nature PPARs is made out of a special strain of these types of microalgae. It is very effective by protecting the bone marrow. We maintain the integrity of the immune system of the patient, which is very important to prevent infections and to fight off the cancer itself. And also, Simply Nature PPARs is also very dense in nutrients so that the patient can recover faster because of better cellular healing.
Sabi ko parang na-lead kami to an extraordinary and I must say amazing journey. I'm very proud of him. At a young age, na 8 years old, he believed that it's his purpose to siguro encourage other people then. We would like to really pay it forward with the knowledge that there's really, like Simply Nature, that can help people with cancer very much.
When fighting cancer, living healthy is very important because it allows us to pursue what is important to us in life, and that's what it's all about. When we can help a patient move from being bedridden to getting up, to be lucid in thought so that they can have conversations with their loved ones, it gives the whole process of fighting cancer a whole new meaning. And that is what drives us at Simply Nature.
Talagang sobrang sakit. Sumusuka na ako. Tapos sa work ko rin, hindi ko na kaya talagang mag-isip. Dumating ako sa point na nawala na din daw ako ng malay. Then, nakilala ko si Sir Shyan. Meron silang ganung product. Effect sa akin ng supplement na to is malakas ako. Kahit nagkikimo ako, nagre-radiation ako. Hindi ko naranasan yung mga naranasan ng other patient na nagsusuka, nanghihina, walang ganang kumain. My name is Saida C. Gomez, 48 years old. I live in Quezon City. Currently work is a property manager. Diagnosed sa akin is breast cancer no year 2019. After 2.5 years, is recurrent na siya for stage 4. Affected na yung brain, then lungs and liver. Kumalat na siya. Yung symptoms na naramdaman ko is talagang sobrang sakit nung ulo ko. Gumising ako, parang sumusuka na ako. Tapos yung umiiba-iba yung way ng walk ko. Talagang as in, vomit dito, vomit dun. Tapos sa work ko rin, talagang hindi ko na kaya talagang mag-isip. Parang lagi akong masakit talaga ang ulo. Na dumating ako sa point na nawala na din daw ako ng malay. Sabi ng mga kasama ko doon. Inaakay na nila ako. Then, yung pinakamatindi is yung dito na sa bahay na talagang inaano ko nung husband ko na gumigising ako pero talagang ayaw kong gumising. Kaya dinala na niya ako ng ER. Tapos doon na sila nag-test. Nagising na nga lang ako, nasa room na. Parang minuto na nga lang, wala na ako. Kasi talagang yung namamagana, swollen niya yung brain ko. Nang ma-diagnose ako ng 2019 na I have a tumor, bukol, hindi ako nagpa-chemo. Basta it's natural, concentrate ako sa natural. Then, after ng 3 months, sabi nila, is kailangan ko na daw ipatanggal. So, hindi na siya babalik. So, pumunta ako ng hospital, natanggal naman siya, then, still, natural pa rin na product na aking tinitake. Pero, bumalik siya. Stage 4 na. Kasi nga, affected na yung brain ko, lungs, liver. Actually, may ano na siya, sign na para sa bone. Yun yung mga nakita sa CT scan ko. Then, nakilala ko si Sir Shyan na meron silang ganung product. PPARs na powder and tablets. Yun yung trinay ko habang nag-start na ako ng radiation ng 18 May, nag-chemo na ako. Natapos ko yung radiation ko for 10 session. So, okay yung effect. Nakayanan ko siya. May, nag-start na rin ako ng chemo para dun sa lungs and liver ko. And yung abdominal, kasama na rin siya. Every 21 days, 3 days yung aking chemo. With the help talaga nung Simple Nature, hindi ko naranasan yung nakikita ko sa mga kasabayan kong nagkikimo na nagsusuka, sumasakit, giniginaw, may mga ganun, tapos parang hindi talaga sila makakain. Minsan nga, hindi nila natatapos yung treatment nila. Pero ako, natatapos ko siya, is 3 days pa, na ang recommended sa akin is dapat naka-admit ako ng 3 days. Since tight lang din ako sa budget, is nag-decide na lang ako mag-uwian. Kasi strong ako, kaya ko. The following month ulit, nakaya ko siya ng hanggang 5 cycle. Di ako nagsusuka, nagugas ng plato, may konti akong pinagkakabalhang tindahan. So, nagagawa ko. When I was diagnosed sa stage 4 cancer, I cried, of course. Hindi mo naman maiiwasan yun. Pero I never felt na hindi ko kakayanin. Parang kailangan ko lakasan ng loob ko para sa family ko, lalo na sa mga bata, sa mga anak ko, maliliit pa sila. Yung husband ko, naiyak siya, syempre. Pero nung makita niya akong lalaban ako, parang nadagdagan yung fighting spirit niya na talagang lalabanan natin to, mami, sabi niya gano'n. Narinig ko nga sinabi ng doktor na less than a year ako, pero hindi ako kinabahan. Tinitake ko is P-Pars powder, 2 scoop, nilalagay ko siya sa ilalim ng dila para ako matulog. Then 15 tablets every morning, empty stomach. Then sa afternoon din, 15 din ulit. Bumibili rin ako ng cleansing para panglinis. During chemo, radiation, ginagamit ko siya. Effect sa akin ng product, ng supplement na to is malakas ako. Kahit nung nagki-chemo ako, nagre-radiation ako, hindi ako nanghihina. Kaya kong bumalik sa normal na kilos ko after ng chemotherapy ko. Happy ako sa mga result kasi after 3 months, pinag-CT scan na nga nila ako at saka MRI. Good yung development. Nabawasan lahat yung mga measurement. Siguro yun yung effect talaga ng supplement na tinitake ko. This month is naka-evaluation. PET scan na po ako. Happy ako dun sa result ng CT scan at saka MRI. Kasi nga, yung sa MRI ko, yung sa brain is from 1.09, naging 0.08 na lang siya, yung measurement niya. Then yung sa lungs ko, which is yung chest scan ko, is 9.05, naging 4.05 na lang. I will recommend Simple Nature to other cancer patient kasi it's very effective for me. Kahit nag-treatment ka at tinitake mo yun, hindi ko naranasan yung mga naranasan ng other patient na nagsusuka, nanghihina, then walang ganang kumain. Hi, I'm Saida Gomez. I have stage 4 breast cancer, metastasis for the brain, lungs, liver, abdominal, and bone. Thanks to Simple Nature, I'm okay now, and I trust Simple Nature.
today mga ka-Simple Nature, my name is Jenny Lay and you are watching another episode of Simple Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. Last week, Thursday, that's September 28th, we discussed about, who can remember? Who among of you attended? Okay, we discussed about colorectal cancer stage 4. And moving on to October 5, I am delighted to see all of you here tonight, my best friends, because the topic is very prevalent and timely. It is the most common cancer, not only in the Philippines, but also worldwide. The numbers are very alarming. Imagine 3 in every 100 Filipino women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. So this is a free webinar, so feel free to tag and share with your family and friends and to provide valuable insights. A seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics from personal success to healthcare, who is also the founding director of Simply Nature International, our PPARS expert from Singapore. You all know him. It's no other than Mr. Shyan Lim.
Hi, good evening, Jen, and good evening to everyone. Again, tonight's episode is something that's very close to many people's hearts because we all have mothers and sisters and wives and girlfriends, right? So yeah, tonight's going to be about breast cancer. It's one of the most popular topics. It's one that we try to cover once a month. So for all of those who enjoy today's program, do take note. We will attempt to cover breast cancer at least once a month. So tune in to our Facebook page so that you know the latest event that's coming up. So without further ado, I'll hand the time back to Jen as she introduces Dr. Jansen, as Dr. Jansen is going to share with us a lot about breast cancer. Jen?
Thank you, Sir Shan. Now it's time to hear from another expert. Dr. Jansen Kalalan graduated from St. Luke's Medical Center, College of Medicine in 2016. Then in 2019, he was conferred as a diplomate of not only the Philippine College, but also the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine. He is also the president of SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group, and a consultant at Alta Integrative Medicine and Wellness Complex at Perpetual Health Medical Center, Las Piñas. Stay tuned.
Sorry, Jen, forgot to say, I'll see everyone right after the program. We have our regular segment, which is the Ask Me Anything segment. You can ask us any questions from medical to even just general wellness. So I'll see you after Dr. Jansen's discussion for the Ask Me Anything segment.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Stay tuned, guys, because Doc Jansen has a very good news for you. Take it away, Doc Jansen.
Good news! Breast cancer is curable. The number one question that runs in the minds of breast cancer patients is, do I really have to undergo mastectomy? Can I avoid it?
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Simply Healed. Today we're going to talk about breast cancer again. This is a very hot topic, and the last time Dr. Jansen spoke about it, and there were so many questions from the viewers. We got Dr. Jansen back to talk to us about breast cancer again today. So welcome, Dr. Jansen.
Yeah, glad to be here again. Excited to be discussing again with you.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for today's program, and you made such a strong declaration that I'm sure all the viewers out there are so excited to know more. You said that, I saw it in the trailer, you said, breast cancer is curable. Wow, that is such a powerful statement. Would you like to elaborate on that? Because I'm sure that gave a lot of hope to all our viewers out there today.
Okay, so yes, breast cancer is curable, especially when it is discovered in the early stages. But even so, when it is discovered during the advanced stages, there are a number of patients can still survive, okay, or have a good survival rate, okay? So first, let's discuss the early stages. What criteria must be met for you to be able to survive breast cancer? Okay, so number one, it shouldn't have spread to other parts of the body, okay? Because if it spreads, then it is more difficult to control. So if it's just localized in your breast, have it removed, okay? Do not be afraid of surgery. Breast cancer surgery nowadays is very safe. You won't lose a lot of blood, okay? Number two, you have to change your risk factors, okay? The number one contributing factor to breast cancer development is lifestyle, okay? Your diet, your physical activity, your stress levels, your sleep, So all of those things put together can contribute to breast cancer or actually prevent you from getting breast cancer. And even if you already have breast cancer, lifestyle can actually reduce the size of tumors. Okay? It can alter your genes and actually induce apoptosis to the breast cancer cells. Number 3, okay? You have to take action. You have to listen to your oncologists. Okay? When the oncologist advises you to go for chemotherapy, please do not be afraid. Now, yes, chemotherapy, if you are afraid of getting chemotherapy, yes, it is valid because there are a lot of patients who get really bad side effects. But the chemotherapy protocols nowadays actually have reduced the side effects significantly already. Okay? I have one patient, breast cancer, stage 4.
Stage 4
bone
breast cancer.
metastasis.
Wow. Bone metastasis.
Bone
That's
metastasis,
difficult.
yes.
Very difficult.
Yeah. If your breast cancer metastasizes to the bone, that is painful.
Yes, the bone cancer is very painful.
Yeah,
guys.
but you know, this patient of mine can go shopping for at least 30 minutes, a walk for at least 30 minutes. Imagine, walk for at least 30 minutes.
Shopping.
Go shopping. Some patients can't even rise from their bed, yeah? So, I mean...
What's this patient taking? How come she is doing so well for breast cancer?
Well, at first, she was reluctant to go for chemotherapy.
Okay.
So I tried to convince her. Back then, when I first saw her, she was just in her first cycle of chemotherapy and the side effects were so bad. So I told her straight, you have to go for the chemotherapy. You have to finish it.
She had very bad side effects for the first cycle.
Yeah. Her appetite was down. Her weight was down. She was fatigued, really fatigued. Okay, but you know, that was one time, and then she stopped. Then we had a conversation. So she is currently now on her 5th cycle of chemotherapy.
Wow.
She had her left breast removed already. So her right breast is still there. 4 tumors on her right breast.
Wow.
2 of them were gone.
Wow.
There's just 2 more small tumors left.
Wow.
Okay, so now her oncologist is actually thinking to go for radiation therapy because it's just too
small tumors.
So it's not gonna be worth it to just...
Is she on PPARs?
Yeah, she's on PPARs. I'm going to go there next. Okay.
Wow.
Hi guys. Before we continue, I would just like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, just comment them down below and we're going to answer them later in the live Q&A. So, the next plan for her would be radiation therapy. But I told her we have to be very, you have to consult, of course, with her radiation oncologist, but we have to be also careful because radiation therapy is a localized treatment. So, if you have other
tumors anywhere else,
it's gonna be futile.
Yeah,
so,
not treated, right?
Yeah,
Being ignored.
The risk and benefit has to be weighed properly. Okay? And then the next thing is the exciting part is how come she didn't have these side effects? Oh, by the way, she didn't lost her hair.
Wow! Stage 4 cancer, go for 5 cycles of chemo, no hair loss.
No hair loss.
I think because breast cancer, I'm so excited. You can see how excited I am. Because breast cancer is, of course, we always think it's women. And I think, and my wife is a lady, so I can tell you one thing. Whenever hair drops from a lady's head, they are so concerned. It's your... Ladies, I understand, all right? Because I'm a married man. Your hair is your crown of glory. Yeah. So I think that is amazing. No hair loss.
Yeah. I was really amazed as well. So, the chemotherapy protocol nowadays, it's not as what it was before. Okay, so you have to trust your onco, take courage into taking it. Now, what is the key thing here?
What's the key thing?
And by the way, her appetite is also up.
Wow.
Despite taking chemotherapy.
Wow.
She actually gained weight during chemotherapy.
Wow.
She gained 3 kilos. Before I first met her, 44 kilos, now 47 kilos.
Wow.
Okay, so that is...
So what's the key?
The key thing here is you have to follow the prescription of your doctor. You have to change your lifestyle. Okay? And another thing is Simply Nature PPARs. That is also what helped her. Because Simply Nature PPARs actually decreases the side effects of chemotherapy. It preserves the bone marrow integrity. It also preserves your immune system. And make your immune system more hostile to these breast cancer cells.
Wow, you know, I just did a talk with a group of doctors, and half the talk was on how Simply Nature liquid protects your body from the side effects of chemotherapy, which is why you will notice, right? You know, we are called Simply Healed. So most people think that when they listen to our program, we will tell them don't take chemotherapy, and there will be a lot of our viewers will be kind of surprised. But you know why me and Dr. Jansen, we are not afraid of chemotherapy? Because we know how to keep your hair during chemotherapy. We know how to keep your appetite.
Right.
That's why we are both more focused on what the chemotherapy can do for you rather than the harm. Because with Simply Nature Liquid, we have found a way to remove the harm so that you get more of the benefit and very little of the harm. And that means that your chance of success in cancer is much higher. And that's what, as a doctor, Dr. Jansen always wants. And for me, my dad is a 2-time cancer survivor, so that's also what's in our hearts. So, wow, very exciting. Thank you, Doc.
Yeah.
you mentioned the thing, which is the topic. You know, I saw in your trailer for this program also. You were going to share with us whether to get a mastectomy or not. So you just said have the tumor removed. Okay, first of all, Doc, when we hear have the tumor removed, does it mean that every time we remove a breast tumor, the whole breast is gone or something like that?
No, it depends on the staging. And actually, it depends on the surgeon who's taking care of you. Because as you all know, every doctor has their idiosyncrasies.
Okay, every doctor has a different opinion.
Every doctor has a different opinion when we manage our patients. No? So, but strictly speaking, the indication for mastectomy is when the tumor is still localized and it is small enough to be removed. And another thing is that there should be no spread to the lymph nodes. Okay. So when there's no spread to the lymph nodes, and then the tumor is less than 2 centimeters, then you can have actually a lumpectomy.
What's a lumpectomy?
A lumpectomy is just removing the tumor without removing the breast.
Oh, so you don't need to cut out the whole breast.
Yeah. Then afterwards, if the biopsy or the histopathology of the tumor is, for example, malignant, and it hasn't penetrated the basement membrane or the capsule, capsule, right? So you just have to undergo radiation therapy. Then for a month, then that's it. Then monitor the subsequent months for any recurrence or side effects of radiation. Yeah. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. If you want to have a consultation with me, just comment down below and our team will get back to you to set an appointment with me.
So I hope our listeners hear the very important key message here is that don't wait, right? If you feel a lump, it's still small. So if you act immediately, give Dr. Jansen a call or you give your doctor a call and you make a quick diagnosis, then you don't need to remove your whole breast. You can do a
lumpectomy,
right? You can just remove that portion because you caught it early. So again, don't wait, don't procrastinate, don't say wait till next week or that maybe it's not a lump, you know. Don't say all those things. If you feel something, if you suspect anything, take action immediately because that will save your breast.
Yes. And that will also save your life.
Your life. Hallelujah.
Yes, okay. Because I've had a family member as well who didn't she knows that there's something that's growing on her breast, but she didn't actually went for a consultation. She just had it there, didn't tell us about it. You know, you can just imagine. So the only time that we knew that she had breast cancer was that when she had numbness on her face, she wasn't able to walk.
Oh my!
And we brought her to the hospital. The initial diagnosis was stroke. Yeah, because
she couldn't walk.
Yeah, she couldn't walk. Numb. She couldn't speak well. She has slurring of speech. No, so those things the initial thing that you would think of is stroke. Yeah. So when she was admitted, had an MRI scan, lo and behold, it was stage 4 breast cancer.
Wow.
Okay? And the sad part there is knowing breast cancer is curable. When she had that lump
Wow.
initially.
That's
Had she
sayang.
removed it
Very
immediately,
sayang.
she would be still with us here now.
So I keep hearing this this statement coming from Dr. Jansen, and I want everyone to remember it. You know, breast cancer is curable when it's detected early. So take action immediately. And I learned a new thing. I knew what mastectomy is, which is to remove the whole breast.
The whole breast.
Today I learned a new term.
Lumpectomy. It's a lump.
Okay, lumpectomy.
Yeah.
So girls, don't worry. And Doc, I just want to ask, even if you do have a mastectomy, is there a solution for ladies? I mean, that's a big part of the identification, right?
Yeah.
To have breast.
Absolutely.
So reconstructive surgery, how is that today? I have no idea.
Oh, they do it well. Well, I'm not a plastic surgeon, no, but they insert a silicone to mimic the breast.
So basically, unless the person examines very closely, you will basically look like you didn't have a mastectomy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I think that answers all the important questions. I was very encouraged. I didn't expect that stage 4 breast cancer testimony. That's really amazing. Stage 4.
Stage 4. Yeah.
Metastasized to the bone.
Yeah.
To the viewers out there, especially those of you who are not so familiar with cancer, once it goes to the bones, it's very painful. It's very difficult to treat. But yet the patient is doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was personally amazed as well.
Yeah. So our Simply Nature Liquid PPARs is really pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
That is the one that I prescribed her during the chemotherapy sessions. Simply Nature Liquid PPARs.
Wow. Okay. So Doc, maybe a few more simple questions so that we can go Q&A.
No.
Because
Okay.
I can see the questions popping out already. One is this. Even if we feel no lumps, should we ever go for mammogram? Or how often should a lady, because now it's so important, right? We know that we find out early, breast cancer is curable.
Yeah.
You can do a lumpectomy instead of a mastectomy.
Yeah.
So detecting it early is very important. First question, is it very likely that almost every woman at some point or another might contract breast cancer? I mean, is that something now that is so common? Is it like 50% of the women will get breast cancer at some point of their life, or is it a lower percentage?
I can't really tell the exact percentage, no. But of course, if you have breast, if you're a woman, yeah, there's that risk for you to develop breast cancer sometime later on in your life. If it's not in your 40s or 50s, probably it will occur in your 60s or 70s. The more we age, the higher the risk is for us to develop breast cancer.
So women need to, how often should a woman check themselves or do they need to go for a mammogram every year, or what would you recommend for a person, since detecting it early is so important?
Hi guys! Before we continue, I would just like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, just comment them down below and we're going to answer them later in the live Q&A. For breast cancer screening, if you do not have any family history of cancer, 45 years old, you do an annual breast ultrasound and an annual mammogram. Okay? So that is the basic. But if you have someone in your family who also have breast cancer, then at 40 years old, you have to start it already. Okay?
And then you do it every year or what?
Do it every year.
Every year.
Once a lump is discovered, then that's the time that
You take
the
action.
monitoring is changed. Okay, so if you have a lump in your breast that you are able to palpate, breast ultrasound should be done twice a year, every 6 months. Okay, if it's benign. Okay.
Okay.
For the mammogram, it should be annual mammogram.
How much is a mammogram?
A mammogram, probably, it's a basic X-ray. It depends on the hospital or on where you want to do it, but it probably costs around 5 to 10,000.
Okay, 5 to 10,000 is definitely manageable.
Yeah.
If that is tough for you, I think at least do it biannually, because I think most women don't even do it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is 45, and don't remember her ever going for a mammogram. But then again, she takes lots of Simply Nature PFAS. All right, but I also heard, Doc, that, I've read articles, if you do a lot of mammograms, it actually increases your risk of developing breast cancer because that's also radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I advise, is my advice correct? Because every time for myself, every time I go for x-rays, MRI is okay because it's magnetic resonance. But if I go for any radiation thing, after that I'll be popping lots of Simply Nature Pipa tablets, and sometimes I might even break out the liquid, just one vial. The reason is because I was actually inspired by Iron Man. I don't know whether you guys watch Iron Man 2. Tony Stark was suffering from radiation sickness because of the thing he had in his chest. And I don't know whether you guys noticed it. He was always drinking from this water bottle, green gook. Okay, and the reason is because microalgae are actually scrubbers. They actually absorb radiation. They actually scrub heavy metals from your system. So every time I go for an X-ray, I take extra tablets for the next few days, just so that my system removes whatever little radiation there is. It gets detoxed out as quickly as possible. Is that a good recommendation?
Well, yeah.
And also chlorophyll, very high in chlorophyll, very good for detoxing.
Microalgae is food, so I mean, it's just you eating the stuff, right? So there's no harm in
so
eating it.
Go for your mammogram, buy one bottle of Pipa tablets the week that you are doing mammogram, just eat more of it. Because just be safe.
Yeah.
Right?
But if radiation exposure is a concern for you, the mammogram schedule of once a year is the safe.
It's safe.
It's the safe,
safe
amount of mammogram that you can receive. So it's the best of both worlds.
Okay.
It's when you get the best benefit
with
the lowest risk. Yeah. And what's more important is the food that you eat. Because that has a lot more influence in you increasing your risk or decreasing your risk for breast cancer.
All right, Doc, I think you've answered the key two things you promised in your trailer. Breast cancer is curable. Early stages, stage 1, and maybe even stage 2, is so curable. Your chance of success is so high. And thank you for sharing with us a patient who is stage 4. It's like the worst, for the viewers out there, it's like really the worst combination. To be stage 4 and metastasized to the bone. And Dr. Jansen shared that the patient went for chemotherapy. And again, it's not a rosy story. The first cycle was very terrible for the patient.
Terrible.
She wanted to give up. Dr. Jansen persuaded her, stay on course, right? And she went on was it the liquid or the powder?
Just the liquid.
Oh, she went on the liquid. And then after that, no hair loss after 5 cycles of chemotherapy. And shopping for 30 minutes, even though she has cancer metastasized to the bone. Wow.
The thing that I'm more concerned for is getting COVID.
Okay. And her tumors have been reduced, right?
Yeah, tumors have been reduced, definitely.
Wow. So she is in a good position to recover, even though stage 4 metastasized to the bone. I think with that, I just want to stop there, Doc, because I think that is the most encouraging thing. If that can happen for a patient, I'm sure your condition can be cured, all right?
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. If you want to have a consultation with me, just comment down below and our team will get back to you to set an appointment with me.
Okay, Doc, let's go to Q&A. But before we go into live Q&A, okay, these are some questions from a previous program. So again, if we don't answer your questions today, tune into our next program because we keep the questions and we will answer them again, all right? Okay, this one said, is biopsy for a metastasized breast cancer needed if you decided to go natural?
Okay, here's a number of things here, no? Okay, if you know you have metastatic breast cancer, then that would have been biopsied already.
So you don't need another biopsy.
Yeah, you don't need another biopsy in the first place. Or if a biopsy wasn't done, your breast would have been removed and then the pathologist would have discovered, this is a breast cancer that we're looking at. Your imaging is consistent with metastasis, so okay, so there you go, right? Biopsy is only needed if you are going for oral chemo, okay? Because there are certain types of breast cancers like PR positive, triple negative, triple positive, HER2 positive. So each of those types of breast cancer has a specific oral chemo drug for each of them. Okay, so that is the time when you need the biopsy. Okay, or a biopsy is also needed if your doctor is suspecting for a malignancy, or if the scan is actually equivocal, meaning the result of the scan is can be malignant or can be benign, and the biopsy is needed. So that's the time that you need the biopsy. Okay? But if you are going to go natural 100%, then you don't need the biopsy. Because the purpose of the biopsy is to know what type of oral chemo drug the doctor will give to you. Okay?
Oh, so if you know you already have cancer and you want to go natural, no need to do any more biopsy.
Yeah, because that wouldn't make sense, right?
The biopsy is only for the oncologist to select what chemo drugs to give you. All right. Okay, so there you have it. A clear answer. Doc, this one is in Tagalog, so I don't completely understand, but I'll read the part in English. Okay, we had our grandmother that has breast cancer and she died already. Could there be a possibility po na I don't know how to read the rest?
Okay, I'll read it for you guys.
Okay.
We had our grandmother that has breast cancer and she died already. Could there be a possibility po na magka-breast cancer din po ang kanyang mga anak na babae and we, her grandchildren, as well? Thank you po. Yes, breast cancer is hereditary. Okay? You can inherit the genes from your grandparents. And let me share with you a very important thing with our lifestyle. No? Hi guys! Before we continue, I would just like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, just comment them down below and we're going to answer them later in the live Q&A. Our lifestyle can actually dictate our gene expression. Whether a gene gets expressed or not depends entirely in the environment we live in.
Wait, Doc, just to interrupt, because you use quite a technical term, genes being expressed. Can I use a more layman language, which means whether you switch on the genes that cause you to have cancer, okay? Whether it's switch on or switch off.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a more simpler way to put it. Okay. So our genes, no, when you get pregnant, our genes, we pass it on to the next generation, to the fetus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody knows that. Now, the egg cells of the fetus, if it's a female, the egg cells of the fetus is developed when it is just inside the womb. The influence of the lifestyle or the genes of the mother is very influential on the genes of her grandchildren. Because the ovum of her baby or the egg cells of her baby is already being developed when the baby is still inside the womb.
Okay. So if your grandmother has cancer genes and your mother's lifestyle could activate the cancer genes, because while the egg which you come from is being created, it's what your mother ate that affected the egg that became you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's actually what your grandmother ate or how your grandmother lived. So that's how influential it is. But our genes do not dictate our destiny.
Wow, I love that.
Okay? Because genes can be turned on and turned off. Okay? Breast cancer genes can be suppressed depending on the lifestyle that you are living.
So if you want to know whether your lifestyle puts you at risk for breast cancer, that we can't answer in a general Q&A. Make an appointment with Dr. Jansen.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. That's really important if cancer runs in your family. So just have a quick chat with Dr. Jansen, 15-20 minutes. You know, tell him the things that you love to eat, and he'll let you know whether that's putting you on a path to breast cancer or not, and what are the things that you can do to make sure that your breast cancer genes that's in your family is switched off so that you never develop breast cancer. I think, Doc, that is all for the previous questions, and we would like, Doc, shall we move to the live Q&A tonight?
Sure.
All right, so thank you. We will now move to our live Q&A. Thank you, everyone, and do tune in and please share this video. All right, before we go Q&A, please share this video with other friends and loved ones. I think this topic is so meaningful to all the ladies in our lives. So please share. All right, thank you, Dr. Jansen. Let's go to our Q&A.
Right. See
All
you
right.
at Q&A.
There we have it. Thank you, Doc Jansen and Sir Shan. So number one, for those of you who are diagnosed with breast cancer, don't lose hope. Breast cancer is now curable, especially when discovered in early stages. And number two, diet and lifestyle are very important contributing factors. So for those of you who wish to have consult with Doc Jansen Kalalan, the link to schedule an appointment is in the description box and comment section below. Our pretty healthcare specialist, Beth, will reach out to you shortly. At this point, questions are very much welcome. Just type them down in the comment section below. Kahit Tagalog, okay lang po. But first, I would like to shout out to our avid viewers, Miss Lily from Malaysia and Miss Susan Patanye. Webinar is not the same without you. I would also like to greet our new viewers coming from Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Qatar, Bicol, Cebu, Marikina, Las Piñas, Tarlac, Pasig, and Dasmariñas. I hope you all will learn something new tonight. And now, to answer all your questions, in this modern world filled with noise of different health opinions, trust the ones from the experts. May I call on Mr. Shyan Lim.
Hi, Jen, and good evening to everyone. I think to our regular, especially to our regular viewers and to our new friends. So tonight, as you would notice, someone's missing. All right, the person that is missing is Dr. Jansen. Dr. Jansen sends his apologies to everybody because he has some pressing personal matters to attend to. You know, this program, we've been faithful. We've been on every week for the last 2 years. I think today is the 140th episode or something like that. At times it is me who is traveling and can't make the program, but tonight it is Dr. Jansen. However, I'm going to do my very best to answer the questions to the best of my abilities. And in the areas which is not my expertise, I'm going to be very honest with you and I'll tell you to hold those questions for Dr. Jansen next week. All right? Remember, especially to our new friends and new viewers, we are on every week, all right? Every Thursday at 7:30 to 8:30. Normally, today's discussion is a bit longer, but normally it's only about 15 minutes. And we will have about 45 minutes of Ask Me Anything or Q&A. So you can always ask the question, and it's not restricted to the topic of the program that week. So just like tonight, it's not restricted. And if I'm not able to answer your question, then Dr. Jansen will answer those questions again next week. All right. So my expertise is going to be in PPARs. However, I will do my best to answer any other questions as well. Come, let's go, Jen.
Yes, thank you, Sir Shad. I can see a lot of questions coming up and thrown privately. So let us start the live AMA or Ask Me Anything first portion. First question coming from Miss Salia Bungamvilla. How long will a patient taking the cancer pill?
Okay, I think you are probably asking about the question of how long will you be on PPAR's protocol, all right? The entire PPAR's protocol, especially if you see Dr. Jansen or any of our doctors that prescribe PPAR's protocol, you're going to start with the strongest, right? Usually the liquid and the powder. Now, from there, we got to monitor until the tumor shrinks. And once your cancer has been beaten, you're considered cancer-free, then what's going to happen is that you're going to go to the soft gel capsule. That is to make sure that your immune system continues to stay primed and fit. And then we will go for the 5-year mark. Now, along the way, as your situation improves, as your cancer markers don't go up ever again, you can actually go down to the tablets. Many of our patients and clients just maintain on the tablets. I'm perfectly healthy. I don't have cancer, and I'm on the tablets. Many of our clients at Simply Nature are, like, for example, metabolic syndrome, and for those who are wellness and anti-aging. So like for me, if you look at me tonight, I'm currently doing an acupuncturist program, and one of my classmates was actually looking at me. He was pretty shocked when he found out that I was 49 years old. I just turned 49 this last month, September 20th. Okay, and he straight away asked me, "What are you taking?" So I've been taking PPAR since I was 27 years old. So that's 22 years of taking PPAR tablets. So it's one of the best supplements you can take as a foundation. So what I'm going to say is that the actual program, it really varies. So be prepared for minimum 3 to 6 months on the extracts, okay? Then after that, we have to monitor your situation, but you're going to want to be on tablets just like any normal healthy person, just to prevent recurrence, because I see questions later asking about recurrence as well. Now, we can't give you a definitive how long must you be on the capsules or the soft gel or the liquid, because cancer is a moving target. That means everybody's reaction to cancer and how their body fights cancer is different. All right. So unlike chemotherapy, actually, even for chemotherapy, there's no definite, because you can go for 12 cycles and then they say, oh, it's not strong enough, and they'll put you on another chemotherapy drug. So it really depends on how your body reacts. But be prepared for minimum 3 months. And then we'll check to see if the protocol is working for you and is the ideal one for you. All right. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Sir Shyan. Next question coming from Miss Ella Lozada. Hello, I just want to ask, is it okay to take PPARs even though you are working at night?
Oh, yeah. Actually, it's really great to take PPARs when you're working at night, right? So when you work at night, what happens is that your body is going to operate in the wrong cycle. Now, to all those who do work at night, it is not the same. It doesn't mean that if you sleep during the day, it is the same function as you sleeping at night. All right. Your internal organs like your kidney and liver, they do their detoxing, they do their rehabilitation at night, not when you close your eyes. Okay, so, and it's got nothing to do with darkness or no darkness. Okay, the cycle is based probably also on electromagnetic fields, our sensitivity to gravity, because you'll notice at night the moon is on the other side of the planet. All right, sorry, the sun is on the other side of the planet. So all animals, including us humans, we can actually tell the difference. Our body can actually tell the difference between day and night. It's not stimulated by whether there is sunlight or no sunlight. That we can actually feel the difference whether it's day and night, and your body is in a fixed cycle. So just because you sleep in the afternoon, because you work at night, it doesn't mean your liver regenerates during that, like 4 a.m. No, your liver is not regenerating during that time. It regenerates at 4 a.m. It does not recover and rest at 4 p.m. because you draw the curtains down. Okay, so that's really important for everyone to realize. That is why you will notice people who work graveyard shift, they have very poor health. And in Philippines, that's a big issue. I know of many call center managers, not agents, because these managers have been working there for more than 10 years. That's why they're managers. Their health is really bad. And even though the pay is very good, many of them choose to give up a high-paying job and request for a lower paying. So because they can't take working at night, it really affects their health. Okay, so to answer you, yes, taking PPARs is going to be really helpful because it still continues to stimulate it's a gene activator. It modulates your immune response, inflammation, and all these functions get affected when you don't sleep at night. All right, so it's something really, really helpful.
That's right. Thank you for the question. Next, from Miss Blessed Porcala. Good evening. My question is, if the left breast was already removed because it's positive for cancer, do I need to take out the other one so it will not metastasize?
Okay, this is a very interesting question. The answer has changed over the years, right? I think the most famous person who removed all her breasts, even though she didn't have any cancer at all, is Angelina Jolie, diba? She's the Brad Pitt's ex-wife. Okay, yeah. So Angelina Jolie found out that she had the breast cancer gene. And I think she's a very proactive person. I think she had like 6 adopted kids and she really wanted to be there for them. And she decided to have a double mastectomy. So even though she had no cancer, no lumps or anything, it was a preventive measure. Okay. So there are reasons why you would want to go for a mastectomy. So if you already have cancer on one and you have mastectomy, then it makes sense. Since I already did one, why not the other as well, just to be super safe, all right? However, just early this year, 2023, I think somewhere in February, March, I met up with one of the top oncologists in Philippines. In fact, most of the oncologists are trained by this particular oncologist. I don't want to mention his name because I didn't ask for his permission, but he's basically head of the top cancer center in the Philippines, and most oncos are trained under him. He actually said that he tries his very best now, and there's a move among even oncologists to use minimal chemotherapy and surgery. That means they're trying to avoid having a double mastectomy. So I would say speak to your surgeon, okay? Speak to your onco, because there is a move even in the medical community to use minimal invasive approaches. Now, what you want to do is, if your other breast is cancer-free at the moment, that means no lumps, no nothing, then your condition is really in that state where your body's immune system will probably be the best bet. All right. Breast cancer, it not only can metastasize to the other breast, it can metastasize to different parts of the body. And that is why what you want to do, the approach is to actually strengthen your immune system. All right. Stimulate your immune system. Now, there's nothing better than that naturally. Simply Nature PPARS is the foundational one. So I would definitely suggest you go on our powder. All right, and then move down to the soft gel after maybe 2 months. All right. Why the powder first? Because not the liquid, because you're actually cancer free, right? You did your mastectomy already. So the powder is pretty strong to stimulate your entire immune system. I assume you might have taken some chemotherapy, so your immune system might have been damaged by the chemotherapy. You want to boost it up as quickly as possible so that any cancer cells that are circulating in your system or in the nearby areas don't get a chance to grow into a full-size tumor. Okay, so once take 1 month of that, and if everything is still clear, it means, okay, most likely your immune system is strong, it's handling the thing. You can go down to soft gels to maintain. But that is why cancer, you have to be watchful for 5 years, right? I have met so many patients where they are declared cancer-free. They went for so many surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and then 1 year later, the cancer comes back. Okay, the issue is the cancer never left, all right? It's just that it was too small to be detected. So when people think that, oh, why did the cancer come back? No, it's not that it came back. It survived. It was so small, it couldn't be detected. It found somewhere to rest, right? And then it started to multiply the area. Even as it grew, you thought you're cancer-free, and when you go for your scan, you're still cancer-free because it's too small to be detected. But once it reaches a size that can be detected, it starts to grow very rapidly, right? So just to give you an example, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, you can see this dot, right? If this dot multiply into 2, then it becomes like that. All right, so it's like that. So your small cancer tumor multiplied to 2, it becomes like that. So it's still small. It's still small. Okay, how about we do this? Okay, this is your tumor. You multiply that by 2, it becomes this big. All right, so what I'm just saying is, when your tumor is small, when it multiplies, it's still small. But when it reaches a certain size, when you times 2, it becomes very big. And that's where your cancer is like very aggressive. How come I thought it was cancer-free? Now my tumor is so big. That's how cancer works and multiplies. So people get very surprised, right? So for this particular viewer, I would say that it may not be necessary anymore to have a full mastectomy. I was talking to Dr. Jimmy the other day. We were talking about breast cancer, and he said nowadays people don't go for a full mastectomy. They go for partial, taking out certain parts. So in a sense, also, you don't have to cut off the whole breast now, but you have to be vigilant. That means you have to watch yourself, always feel for any changes. And when you do, don't delay, go and have it, go for a mammogram, go for a checkup. And if it turns out, oh, there is something growing there, you don't have to cut out the whole breast. You can cut out just that part. All right. So that's an approach that can save your breast. You don't have to do a double mastectomy as a preventive measure. So surprisingly, even the conventional medicine doctors are moving away from double mastectomy just like that. Again, depends on the type of breast cancer you have. If you have the more aggressive type, then it may be worth doing a double mastectomy. But if it's not, go for a consult. But I think I gave you some ideas, right? Yes.
That's correct, sir. PPAR's powder muna para masimot yung mga natirang cancer cells sa katawan. Then kapag meron ng significant improvement after 1 month to 3 months, we can downgrade to lower concentration, which is the PPAR's capsule. Okay, next.
Sorry, Jen, just one last thing. Just because you have a double mastectomy doesn't mean that you won't have a recurring breast cancer, because the breast cancer can metastasize to your bone or your lung. Right? So yes, it may not metastasize to your other breast because you already removed the other breast, but it doesn't mean that it cannot spread to other parts like the lung, the bones, right? So again, maybe that's also a reason why oncos don't necessarily press for double mastectomy anymore, because it can spread to other places as well. So there is other approaches, right? Get on a PIPA protocol and you can start from there.
Yes, because if you only do mastectomy, it's only localized to this part of the
body.
Yeah,
what about the lungs, the bones, the rest of the body, right? Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to
I hope it makes sense to the viewer that asked this question, right? You want a solution, not just the other breast. What about the lungs, which is just beside your breast, right? And definitely the bones, yeah.
Correct. Okay, next question coming from Ruth Alet Yangzon Tomalon. Good evening. My question is, can PPARs alone can cure cancer even without chemotherapy or radiation?
Okay, that's a tough one to answer, but I will do my best to answer as honestly as I can, okay? My personal, I talked to Dr. Jansen about this. He's not here, so I shouldn't speak on his behalf, all right? But okay, here it is. Here it is, right? If I got cancer, if I personally got cancer, what would I do? All right, I think this is something that I think you would like to hear, right? Because many doctors or practitioners, I've heard of stories that, their uncles, when they themselves got cancer, they don't want to go for chemotherapy. So that's the, here it is. I just talked to a doctor, a friend of mine, and we were talking about LASIK. LASIK? She said she thought about going to LASIK, but she decided not to. I said, why not? She said, because the optometrist, the eye doctor that would do LASIK on her is wearing glasses. So she's thinking, why is the eye doctor wearing glasses when he's doing LASIK on other people, right? So, okay. So I think for me, let me answer so that I think it's an honest, frank answer. Okay. If I had cancer, I would choose to take the Simply Nature liquid extract first. I would see an oncologist. Okay, I won't say I won't do chemotherapy, radiation therapy. What I would do is I will see my oncologist. I'll check what is his recommended treatment for me. So he will recommend chemotherapy, how many cycles, what chemotherapy drugs will he recommend for me, and I will already start to go and research and make sure what are the side effects of these particular chemotherapy drugs, how effective is it for me. But before I take the chemotherapy drugs, honestly, I would try natural first. All right, so honestly, I would try natural first, but I won't eliminate chemotherapy drugs. I will give myself a red line. Okay, so for example, just to give you a concrete example, if I had a tumor, I said, okay, I check with my doctor, is my type of cancer very aggressive? Do I have time? If he says yes, you have 1 year to live, right? If you do nothing, okay, so then at least I have 1 year. So I will use the strongest natural therapy that I can find. Example, Simply Nature liquid extract. I will take it, and then I will very quickly, 2 weeks or 1 month, I will go for scans. I will check whether the tumor shrank or stopped growing. If it stopped growing, that means the same size. I said, oh, okay, I will continue on the natural, right? Yeah, because it stopped growing. Meron, if you went down the wrong road, before you can reverse, you have to slow down first. You have to stop before you can make a U-turn, right? So the first step to your cancer is to stop growing. Okay, so if it stopped growing, I'll continue on the natural. Very important, I will always schedule for scans because I have a red line. What if it grows? If it grows more than, let's say, 20%, then I would say, okay, I tried the natural already. I don't want to play with my life. I'm going to go for chemotherapy or radiation therapy. But I will still always support my chemotherapy and radiation therapy with Simply Nature liquid protocols, because to minimize the side effect and also continue, to let the body also fight it naturally. Okay, so I hope that's the most honest answer I can give you. Now, to answer your specific question is, yes, there are people who have successfully treated themselves of cancer using natural means, and that includes just Simply Nature liquid protocols. All right. Now, those people who treat themselves naturally, number one, they do watch their diet. All right, they really live healthy. So you can't say, you continue to eat barbecue and all these things and still want to treat yourself naturally. Also very important, they most of them have managed to get themselves out of their stressful situation. So if you are an accountant that works 20 hours a week, 20 hours a day, you got to stop that kind of environment, right? So yes, the answer is yes. My personal advice to you is, if you want to go natural or conventional, don't just stick to one. All right. That means don't just say, I take Simply Nature Pipa liquid and that's it. Okay, no, you got to make sure you also change your lifestyle. You got to make sure you are exercising. So the way to treat cancer properly is to use multiple approaches, right? You can consider taking vitamin C, you take vitamin D and E, and all of that together with Simply Nature Pipa protocols. You can combine that with chemotherapy. I would do whatever it takes to fight cancer, right? Because when you're fighting cancer, you're not an advocate for natural or drugs. You just want to get well. Diba? So I would see different types of doctors. I will observe. And this is why I would advise anyone who is starting on a cancer journey. When you see many different types of doctors, you don't know who is telling you the truth. And one doctor will tell you, don't do chemotherapy. The other doctor will tell you, do chemotherapy and don't anyhow take supplements. So there are very many conflicting. So why? Yes. So I would definitely recommend like Dr. Jansen, because and myself, you notice we look at all the options and take the best combination of the different options, right? So I think having a doctor like Dr. Jansen that can advise you, oh, you want to take the supplements, and let me take a look at that. Okay, he understands how it works. Yes, it will work with your chemotherapy. Yes, you can take it together. Or it will work with your this natural therapy. For example, you love turmeric because you believe that turmeric will help fight cancer, and that is true. Okay, it does assist. Now you want to combine it with Simply Nature Pipa protocols. Yes, go ahead. Right, it will improve your chances. All right. So I hope this gives you hope and answer. Ask one of our CSOs. They will help you choose what is the right protocol for you. And if you need to do a consult, do it, Dr. Jansen.
Thank you, Sir Shyan. We're almost at the end of the webinar. I think that is
my goodness. I talked to, okay. I scanned through some questions earlier on. I just want to answer a few. I think there was someone who asked if HER2 positive breast cancer is considered high risk. Yes, it is. Okay, HER2 is considered high risk. And you asked the other one. What did you ask? You asked if hold on. You asked if ER positive is considered high risk. Okay, ER positive is actually generally not considered high risk. All right, but with any cancer, cancer can kill. All right, so it's no cancer is something that you can say, oh, it's okay. No, none of it is okay. But compared to HER2 positive, ER positive is not really considered as high risk as HER2 positive. Okay, yeah. Any other questions, Jen? Oh, I see lots of questions. A lot of it has got to do with recurrence of cancer. Should you do okay? I'm gonna do a blanket answer to everyone, right? Okay. Oh, wait. There's another one. I saw my doctor for these. Someone asked what's the difference? Is mammogram and ultrasound the same? No, they're not the same. Okay. Ultrasound is using sound waves. Maron submarine sonar, like the bat, right? Dong. Okay, like the bat. All right. Mammogram is like X-ray, all right? It's still using radiation. All right. So ultrasound is not as accurate as mammogram. A mammogram can give a clearer picture, right? So the gold standard for going for a physical scan is still the mammogram, right? So go for the mammogram to be more thorough. Ultrasound is usually something that you do because number one, is cheap, easy to do, not invasive. That means no radiation, no nothing. So it's safe to do. So it's probably if you have suspect or something, the first thing you do is go for an ultrasound, right? But if you have other symptoms, your doctor will straight away ask you to go for a mammogram. All right. Okay. Yeah. Jen, what do you suggest? What question do you suggest I answer?
Okay. Last question. Wait, let me see. Let's see.
Oh, I saw this. I don't. This one says, Doc Maron Ako Buko, both breast. Saw my doctor, did mammogram, biopsy, MRI, I think. Results, multiple fibroma every 6 months. I did mammogram follow-up until my doctor released me. So far, Buko still my breast.
My breast.
Yeah,
But
what does Buko mean? I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, it's two more.
Okay. So what's her question?
But the doctor said as I grow older, it will slowly dissolve. Is it true I'm already 60 years old?
Okay, number one, 60 years old, you are young. All right, please don't say you're old because I'm 50 next year. Okay, so 60 years old, still young because you can easily have 20 to 30 years ahead of you. All right. Will it slowly disappear? Well, if your tumor is benign, okay, will it disappear? It depends on one thing. Is your immune system working? So everyone, do realize this, since we are talking about cancer tonight, for all cancer patients, whether you have benign or malignant. Malignant means okay, I use it's not an accurate term, but it's easier to understand. Benign means harmless, malignant means poisonous. Okay, but that is the wrong term, but it's just something so that it's easier to understand. Okay, whether it's benign tumor or malignant tumor, your body will get rid of it. Okay, whether it is benign or malignant, your body will get rid of it. The problem with malignant tumors or cancer is a malignant tumor, is that it's very aggressive and it's very vicious. It really affects your other organs, and that's why it's dangerous. The benign tumors usually don't grow, and even if they grow, they are not vicious. They just sit there and do nothing. Okay, that's why for benign tumors, you can leave it there. Is there a chance your benign tumor become cancer? Most of the time, the answer is no. But is there a chance? There's always a chance, right? So that's why if you ask Dr. Jimmy, if the benign tumor is located somewhere harmless, cut it out, right? If it's not dangerous, that means it's an easy operation, no risk at all, then remove it so that you can sleep peace of mind. But if it is in somewhere that is difficult to operate, if you operate, there might be accidents, then since it's benign, just leave it there. All right, so there you go. And for prostate cancer, for example, prostate cancer is a very slow growing cancer. If you are diagnosed with stage 1 prostate cancer, the onco will sit and do nothing and watch because prostate cancer grows so slow. stage 1 prostate cancer, there is no chemotherapy protocol. That means it's like watching a snail crawling. You don't need to do anything, nothing to worry about, okay? Wait until it really starts moving, then we do chemotherapy. If it doesn't do anything, if it's just growing very slowly, even though it's cancer, the onco will actually say, leave it there, we'll do nothing, we'll just observe. So then what you want to do is then go for natural therapy. Boost your immune system to get rid of it since it's growing so slowly. So back to this this viewer's question. You're 60 years old. Your doctor is right. If your doctor says it's benign, right, that means it's not cancer. He probably doesn't want you to go for another operation, or it's located, it's not necessary. Will it shrink over time? Yes, if your immune system is healthy. Okay? Yes, if your immune system is healthy. So what do? Make sure your immune system is working. So if nothing is wrong with you, I would suggest you go for 1 month of soft gel, because I don't know how strong your immune system is. Just 1 month of soft gel to boost it up and then maintain it like that. Maintain the boosted level of immune system with tablets. And tablets are good for metabolic syndromes as well. So your diabetes, high blood cholesterol, high blood pressure, all this chronic joint pains, and as we grow older, these things come in. So for everyone, when you take PPAR tablets, it's good for all these things. I don't want to go too detailed because it'll take another 15 minutes. So it's a really general for your health, but it's also for anti-cancer. So that is just the best thing that you can do, all right? So that's why I would suggest, yes, it's true. Your tumor will shrink if your immune system is working, because our body naturally gets rid of these tumors. The problem is, as we grow older, this part I don't totally agree with your doctor. As we grow older, our immune system's ability to remove tumors starts to drop. That's why cancer rates will increase, because people are living longer. The longer you live, the weaker your immune system, the higher chance cancer's gonna come, okay? So, but 60 is still young, all right? But when you hit like 65, I think that's where things start to go down, right? 70, yes. Unless you're one of those who are super, healthy, even though you're aging, okay? So, that's my answer.
Thank you, Sir Shan. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. Sorry, I can
Okay.
see a lot of questions coming in, and if you have any follow-up questions, don't worry. We will answer each of your questions next webinar or via direct message. So just before we say goodbye, kindly give our viewers your parting words for tonight.
For the PNG, she said, sorry, doc, I'm not fond. I think she's trying to say she doesn't like to take medicine.
I prefer natural health foods to eat.
So I want to share with you, since you're 60, you probably have the same concern I have also. We want to age gracefully, right? And yet PPAR tablets is very affordable, right? Very, very affordable. I think it's just like less than $100 a month. That's really affordable. It's good for all your things, metabolic syndromes, inflammation, so joint pains, gouts as you age, and of course, the best effect for me is anti-aging as well. So I do suggest that you do that. How is PPAR for HER2 positive? Yes, it is effective, right? So for all forms of breast cancer, for all forms of cancer, is PPAR effective? So there might be others here tonight who are asking about prostate cancer, even lung cancer, and it is. Okay, every different type of cancer has a different type of chemotherapy drug, because the chemotherapy drug works on the cancer cell. Okay, Simply Nature PPAR extracts don't work on the cancer cell. Simply Nature PPAR extracts work on your immune system. Okay, so it's like it's a natural immunotherapy, right? But it triggers your own immune system and strengthens it. And the technicality we can do on another program because the time is up. But because of that, it really works for all forms of tumors. So whether your tumor is benign, like PCOS, right? Whether it's benign or cancer, it will shrink the tumor because it boosts the body system that gets rid of tumors. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Sir Sean. Last words?
Okay, last words. Thank you very much for your question. I'm so glad I was useful, even though Dr. Jansen is not here today. I hope you enjoy my sharing, and I hope that it has given you some direction. Again, do join us next week. Dr. Jansen will be back so that we can share different perspectives. His is a bit it's a conventional medicine. Mine is from the angle of how PPARS works, and also traditional medicine. TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. So different perspective. But I just want to let everybody know, thank you for always supporting us. We will always be here every Thursday. Even if one of us cannot make it, we'll definitely be here to support you. And thank you for all our regular viewers, and welcome to our new viewers. And I hope to see you next week. So Jen, maybe you let everybody know what we're having next week. Final plug. Okay. Next Saturday, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, we're having a face-to-face, all right? You will be able to see me live, and then you'll know there is no filter that I'm using right now. This is how I look. This is how a 49-year-old should look and can look, all right? Lily, thank you very much. And Dr. Jansen and myself will be in SMX Aura, all right? And we will be joined by Dr. Jimmy. Dr. Jimmy is a surgeon, and he's also an oncological surgeon, all right? That means he specializes also in surgery for cancer patients. He is also prescribing chemotherapy. And so for all of you who have questions that you want to ask, we are there in person, all right? You can ask about PPARs, you can ask about treating cancer naturally, you can ask about surgery. So, today's question about the double mastectomy, wouldn't it have been great to ask Dr. Jimmy, a surgeon, and for what he thinks about that? So if you want that opportunity to do that, please sign up for the program. It's going to be Saturday, October 14, 8:30 a.m. until 11:30. And then after that, you can go out and enjoy yourself at SMX Aura, all right? Catch a movie or enjoy shopping or go to the many restaurants there, although Dr. Jansen will tell you, eat vegetables, okay? So that's my last words. I'll see you next Thursday, and I hope to see as many of you as possible live on October 14th. Thank you very much, Jen. Hand the time back to you.
Thank you, Sir Sean. We hope to see you all in future webinars to come, same day, same time, every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Next week, October 12th, is for patients who are already undergoing or still thinking about chemotherapy. It is entitled Survive Chemo with Your Onco. We will have a very special guest. He's the surgical oncologist from Manila Med. It's no other than Dr. Jimmy Katapia. And we will also be seeing him in the upcoming in-person or face-to-face health seminar on October 14, Saturday, 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. in SMX Convention Center at SM Aura, Taguig, in partnership with Cultura. So all of the registrants will get a 10% discount. Yeah. Limited slots only, so book your seats now. Do not miss out on free giveaways worth 2,000 pesos. And I know we're all here to invest in our health. And there's no more excuse. For as low as 650 pesos, you can start your health journey with us right now via official Shopee or Lazada Mall. So do not wait for the holiday rush to get the best gift of health. Avail of our Kickstart or Power Pack for detoxification and immune system boosting through complete nutrition. The management has approved a buy 10, get 1 free as advanced Merry Christmas. Thank you once again for watching Simply Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. Because your curiosity about your health condition and your victory over cancer and metabolic diseases is what keeps us going. Because here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everyone. Good night and God bless you all.